What do? When the society that you live in or the place that you work start putting measures in place to hinder you from your growth and development, just so that it can hold you hostage. Hey now, how is everybody doing? Welcome to Red Alert Diaries with Tanya E. I'm wondering if you have gone through an experience where you're working or the society that you live in has created things that no longer support you. It's closing you in and hindering you. And it seems to be a position where it's designed so that you can never succeed. Sometimes we can end up in a space that no longer supports us. But you can't go anywhere because that's where you need to be right now. There's no way for you to get a brand new job. There's no way for you to move out of that city. There's no way for you to leave that relationship right here, right now, today. So you're stuck. You're stuck with the changes from the laws that have been put in place, from the actions that are being developed, just so that it can hold you hostage. It's not put in place to make certain that others don't pass, but no, it's specifically designed so that you can't succeed. But you know that what you have been doing and where you want to go to try to support those around you is better, but you're restricted. Your thoughts are restricted. Your vision is restricted. Those baby ideas that you know just need to be nurtured, need some time, and they're asking you, do it right here, right now, today. Otherwise, it won't get done. When you find yourself there in those types of situations, there are three things I want to support you with today because I know what it is like to be in a society that creates laws and actions that make life hard just because it's you that's birthing something into the earth. The first thing I want you to do is do what you know is right. Do what you know is right at all times. You'll be put in a position maybe where you'll feel like you have to compromise who you are, your core values, the thing that makes you you, in order to blend in, to fit in, to move forward. Don't honor you. Because when you honor who you are, the core of your being, people, places, and things will one day realign. And when they start to realign and it finds you on the other side where your story and your glory is no longer powerful because you acquiesced and allowed the part of who you are that you knew to be true, the thing that you knew was right, to be taken away from you. We often find ourselves in some of these positions by deciding one action at a time, one thought at a time, one small microcosm that blurs the lines between what you know is right and what you know is wrong. If you find yourself there, eventually that blurred line, you'll start crossing over it. And when you do, and you finally decide you want to come back to your moral values that kept you whole, that kept you safe, that kept you in right standing in the eyes of God, you'll no longer be believed. You no longer have the authority or the power that you could because no one will be able to truly trust you. The same way you don't trust people that say one thing and do another. So if the world around you is creating laws, actions, or efforts to try to make you do something that you know is not right, don't fall for it. Continue to function the way you know you're supposed to function and do the things that you know you're supposed to do. Because here's one other thing I want to share with you. There's a blessing and a protection that comes from God that will help you overcome every obstacle that comes up against you. How do I know that? There was this time that I was in this position where I was hired because of the skill set that I have to be able to organize and structure things. And when I was walking through putting together the plans in place to organize and structure, I came across a path where it doesn't seem like stuff was like it should have been. The procedures didn't say that's the way it should have been done. The regulations and the requirements in that job that made it function did not say that that action was correct. But the supervisor that was above me said, don't worry about it. I just want you to do it. Now, I had to make a couple of different thoughts about why he specifically wanted me to do it. I was new to the job. I was the only one that looked like me in this environment. And in that space and place, had I done that thing, I recognized that inside of my being, I knew it wasn't right. And because I knew it wasn't right, if I did it, the consequences that would have come from doing a thing that I knew was not true, was not right, and should not have been done, I would have had to deal with all the consequences of that. But when you're in a position where your livelihood, because this was after the chaos of my divorce, y'all, I needed that good job. And I had no other way that I was able to take care of my babies or myself. But I also knew that at the end of the day, I wanted to be able to look my children in the eye and continue to say, do you see me do that? Because when they wanted to go left, when they should have gone right, I needed to be able to be the example for them because I was raising Black boys in America. And unfortunately, in the society that I live in, there are moments in time when the seed from my loins is seen as a threat, and I had to teach my sons to do what is right regardless. When it doesn't feel good, do what is right. When you're unsure, do what is right. When you know that it would be a lot easier because you see somebody else doing it and it's easy for them, do what is right because you know that is what it should be done. Because if someone threatens your livelihood about it, when you do what is right, you put yourself in God's hands. If we ever decide to stop letting society, our jobs, or the things around us make us feel like the little bit that we have will be taken from us if we don't do the thing that they want us to do when we know that thing ain't right, the consequences of that thing that's not right will come at you and you alone. But if you trust God and let Him join you on the journey, He'll provide a hedge of protection around you so that what they say will happen to you won't. Because the supervisor threatened me because I was still in my probationary period on this job. And his threat was, if you don't do it, I will make certain that you are fired today. Because at that time, that's the position and the rights that that job offered. If anybody on a probationary period does anything at all, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong or whatever. It's just how you felt that day in that moment. They could be dismissed and lose their job. So I had to make a decision. Was I going to blur the lines? Or was I going to trust God to be the hedge of protection for me that He has always been and trust Him to help me overcome every obstacle that was coming up against me? The second thing I want you to do is when you recognize that what you have birthed is special, you may have to hide it for a little while. That idea that you have that you know was a good idea. It's something that you know could be supportive and helpful on the job to streamline some things. But you also know that those that are around you want to just take your idea and use it for themselves to advance their career, to help them move better and get better. You see, I have the natural ability to organize chaos. I can walk into a room and see that there needs to be a structure that's in place in order for it to be able to truly function. But in doing that, I also have to often create the processes so that people can get a step-by-step strategy to get out of the chaotic moments. Not everybody has that ability. So when I see my special baby being used and abused because somebody else did not have the wherewithal with the gifting that was in my soul, to see first how you can get out of a chaotic moment, and then second, how you could create a strategy and a procedure or process to help you make certain that you don't walk back down that path again. I had too many people that took credit for my work, too many people that took credit for the things that I did. So some things I had to hide away until it was in a position and a place where I could turn it over. And there's a third thing. I was definitely in the middle of the three C's. There comes a time when you will have to decide if you need clarification, connection, or closure about a person to determine how to move forward in the relationship. Some relationships need connecting. Some relationships need clarifying. You will need to take the time to determine what the relationship should be in order for it to be beneficial for both of you. I took the time to write down some things that I think will support you. The free chapter is available for you in the link below. When you turn over that baby that you have thought of, that baby idea, that baby thought, that baby vision, that baby moment, when you turn it over to someone, that you have a basic trust in. They recognize it's your baby. And even if they don't say it's yours, you know that they'll care for it. Sometimes we have to put our baby in the hands of someone else to care for. Sometimes we have to trust someone else with our baby vision and our baby thoughts to nurture it, grow it, and develop it, possibly without us. And if you find yourself in a position where you are turning over, but you know you gave birth to it and no one gives you the opportunity to say it's yours, it's okay. I want you to know it won't be the first baby that you birth. I want you to know it won't be the first time you'll have to put your idea, that baby vision, that baby thought, that baby in somebody else's hands to care for, to raise, to nurture, to develop. But here's the thing that I also had to learn. Even if you can't say it's yours, you may be in a position where you can go alongside it and nurture it. Go alongside it so that it grows well. Go alongside it so that it's not aborted in the process of somebody else trying to do what you birth. You the one that sees the specialty that can come out of it. They're not able to fully see all that can be manifested from your thought, your vision, your ideas. But if you never get your name attached to it, you can still see it birth. You can still see it grow. And when it grows, here's the thing that I had to learn. There was a project that I was given. I was given it because it was a crock. There were senior project managers that were given this task before I received it, and they were not able to get it across the finish line. I was brought alongside the senior project manager to help him with this thing, and I had an idea. It was a small idea, and I shared that small idea with him, and he told me it won't work. So I did what he asked me. Sometimes on your job, just do what you're asked. Do it the way they ask you to do it, the way they want it done, and present what they want to them when they ask for the results. But alongside of it, and you may need to do this like I did on your own time because you believe in what you're doing. So on my own time, I put together the plan of what I thought would be better. I birthed my baby idea, my baby thought, my baby vision for what I knew to be better. And I let that grow, sight unseen, in the dark. And then when we had the meeting with the office director at that time, and I presented the information to the senior PM the way he asked it, how he asked it, the way he wanted it. And he presented it to the office director. The office director was like, this isn't what I want. This isn't going to help. This does not work. Do you have anything else? I raised my hand and said, is it possible for me to share something that I've been thinking about? And he said, sure. So I shared my baby thought that I had been nurturing, my baby vision that I had been pouring my personal time into, the solution that I thought would be more beneficial. And when I presented it at that time, he shared the thought that, hey, this looks like it's going to work. I want you to take the lead and then move through the process because there will come a time. Even if you have something that you have birthed that somebody else carried across the finish line and you never got credit for because you are special. You're gifted. At the seat of your soul, there are things inside of you that will always be able to enhance the world around you. There will come a time when you can birth that baby vision, grow it in the dark, and then present it. It will allow you to be elevated later. Here's the next level note I want to leave you with. Because that thought that I had to give and to nurture my baby vision, my baby thought, my baby idea in the dark, I didn't get that on my own. I got it from my basic instruction book before leaving Earth. This book is a volume of other small books. And the second book inside of this volume gave me insight with a story of this woman who was in a society that told her that the baby that she birthed, she had to kill. Now, she knew that this baby had something special. And she was like, first of all, it's wrong to kill. That's why I said the first thing you need to do is what is right. The second thing she did was hide her baby away, which is why my second thought is to, on the side of that thing that you got that idea, you know it will work. Nobody else can see your vision. A lot of times, nobody else can see your vision because it's your vision. So she did everything she could to raise her baby in the dark. She hid him away for as long as she possibly could because she knew that the society that she lived in passed a law that said that her baby was a threat to society. When she could not hide him any longer, she put him in the hands of someone else to raise him, someone else to care for him, someone else to make sure that he would be okay. And when she did that, that person, not knowing that she was the baby's mother, called her alongside to help her raise him, to care for him, to nurture him, so that he can grow. For those of you that know the basic instruction book before leaving Earth that I'm talking about, it's in the second book of the Bible called Exodus. And in the book of Exodus, Moses, some of you may have heard of the story of Moses. Moses is the one that freed the children of Israel. He brought them out of slavery. He brought them out of captivity. He brought them out of an environment that passed laws and actions that tried to hold them hostage. If you're in a society similar, those 3 lessons that I got out of that book, I'm hoping that they support you too. And so for today, if you don't remember anything else I've shared, here's what I need you to remember. When you are in a society that passes laws and actions, or in a job that creates a way for you not to be enhanced, for you to be promoted, for you to grow and expand, be mindful that you have something inside of your soul that no one else can take away. So do right, even if you got to do it on your own in the dark. And one day you'll be able to present it so that growth and transformation can happen. And if anything that I shared resonates with you today, then like, comment, and share this with others. And if you want someone to join you on the journey, feel free to go to my website, tanyaehood.com. There you can click under the Work With Me tab and see the various ways that we can work with one another. In the meantime, this is Tanya E. Hood, walking in my purpose, and I want you to do the same.